Welcome into the Palace on the Hill at Wheeling Park High School for All-Star Basketball. It's the WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital Samuel A. Lumley OVAC All-Star Basketball Games. The girls set to take center stage here at the Palace. The starting lineups being introduced right now. Rob Metzger along with Ron Smits on the call for this game, and Coach will take a look at the West Liberty University keys to the game. I know it's an all-star game, so it's a mix of fun and still wanting to compete. There's some keys you want to look at today.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. These kids are not used to playing together and have basically not practiced together. But, you see key number one right there, playing together, knocking the rust off and conditioning, especially the Ohio players. They have been done for the last couple months. And the have fun thing in there, that goes with any all-star game. But a little return to normalcy, so hopefully the kids do have fun.
Absolutely. It's the first OVAC All-Star contest since November of 2019. So it's great to be back together again and a chance to see these basketball all-stars in action. We'll take a timeout. We'll meet the starting lineups, the officials, and more, and get things going here from the Palace on the Hill. It's the Ohio versus West Virginia All-Stars. We'll be right back.
The WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital Samuel A. Lumley OVAC All-Star Basketball Game is sponsored by these official OVAC corporate partners: WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital, Belmont College, Bordis & Bordis, Health Management Solutions and Paramount Preferred Solutions, Subway Restaurants, and WTOV9.
Welcome back to Wheeling Park High School. The starting lineups being introduced right now for the Ohio and now the West Virginia All-Stars. Let's take a look at your starting lineups. First, for the Ohio All-Stars, the Family Talk Ohio All-Stars, a pair of Shady Side Tigers in the starting lineup, Tori Hendershot and Bailey Wash. A pair of Fort Fry Cadets in that starting lineup as well, Lexi Huck and Carly Ross. And a Belleville Blue Devil, McKenna Phillips, rounds out the starting lineup. Her head coach, Tori Lang, is the co-head coach of the Ohio All-Stars, along with Shady Side's Serge Gentile. Now take a look at the West Virginia All-Star starting lineups brought to us by Bordis and Bordis. Lili Neely from the Cameron Dragons. Her head coach is a co-head coach of the West Virginia All-Stars, Holly Pettit. Madge Lucey from John Marshall is in that starting lineup, along with Jazzy Melvin of the Madonna Blue Dons. Molly Herron from Linsly, and Wheeling Park's Bella Abernathy rounds out the starting lineup, the first team All-Stater in West Virginia Class 4A this past season. Her head coach, also a co-head coach for the West Virginia All-Stars in this matchup, head coach Ryan Young. And that's a look there at your Bordis and Bordis starting lineups. And a look at your officials for the contest, including Eric Hayhurst, Michael Lee, and Ira Hawks. They'll be making the calls in this all-star game. We'll be playing a pair of 20-minute halves in this contest. And Coach, I know you've had a chance to coach in this all-star game multiple times. In fact, for many years, this game has been played at Ohio University Eastern. Now it's here at Wheeling Park High School. This game was played here before. Right.
I think it was in the mid-'80s. I'm kind of showing my age right there. But in the mid-'80s, we used to go to West Liberty for 3 days, practice, and then came over here to play. They used to have a nice breakfast for the kids, and it was really, really a nice setup. And, of course, things have changed, and with the pandemic, we're really happy just to be able to play.
Absolutely. Hopefully next year they'll get back to the breakfast and the lunch with the parents and the players, and have more people even in the stands next year. But just thankful to be playing. Normally this game's played in late March. We're here in mid-May now. So the West Virginia season just wrapped up. So as you mentioned, those players are in basketball shape right now. And the Ohio All-Stars, they haven't played hoops probably here for a while as they play a little pickup.
Right. That's what we talked earlier about, knocking the rust off. We'll see how the Ohio players, if they respond.
And McKenna Phillips, center circle, along with Bella Abernathy, set for a tip-off. We're underway here at the OVAC All-Star Game. West Virginia in the white-colored jerseys, wearing their respective schools' colors. Melnyk over to Herron. Herron up top. Lucey back to Abernathy. Abernathy with the left hand has nearly taken away. Jump ball called as Ross Lexi Huck from Fort Fry forced the tie-up.
Rob, we talked about continuity being the key to this game, and I think the Ohio coaches did a good job. They're starting a couple Shady Side players and a couple Fort Fry players, so those kids are used to playing with each other at least a little bit. Nice cut right there.
And up and in for 2 points for the Ohio All-Stars, Carly Ross. Ohio on the board first, 2-0. Neely goes out of bounds, and it will go to Ohio. Ohio basketball here early on in this 20-minute first half. 3 ball in the air. Off the mark, rebounded by Herron. Pushed it up court. Out of the board, Neely's there, puts it up and in for 2. Lili Neely from the Cameron Dragons, who made their run to the West Virginia Class A state championship game just a couple weeks back, ties the game up at 2. Wash for 3. Rebounded by Lucey from John Marshall, and she'll bring it up court.
There's some three-point shooters out there, Rob. Both teams, that's for sure, and we'll see when they get to the three-point contest who the contestants are there.
And they'll do that three-point contest at halftime. 3 in the air. Melnyk averaged a double-double this year. Got that rebound. Had 7 triple-doubles as well for the Blue Dons. Ball goes out of bounds. Look at your WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital replay as Neely got that first bucket there for West Virginia.
Nice putback.
Wash. Couple Fort Fry cadets in there. Into Hendershot. Into the lane. Back iron, no good. Rebound pulled down by Herron. Nice move.
Nice crossover.
Into the lane.
Yes.
A little short. Rebounded by Ross of the Fort Fry cadets.
A lot of action early for a 2-2 game.
Absolutely.
A lot going on.
Hendershot. Over to Ross. And you'll see that both teams sub 5 players in and out at different times to get everyone to playing time. Wash up top, guarded by Herron. Hendershot working, back to her teammate Wash. Gets it back out to Phillips from Belleville. Wash now drives, takes it up and in for 2. Bailey Wash of the Shady Side Tigers.
Nice little continuity offense with some pick and roll there.
4-2. Lucey. Rebounded by Wash. Nearly stolen away. 3 in the air. It's the iron. Gathered by Neely. To the head to Lucey. Lucey stops, gets it to go.
Nice little head fake. Let the defense go by. Finished it off. Both teams man-to-man defense, obviously.
Shot front iron, no good. Rebounded by Neely, and both teams getting set to check in 5 new players. Abernathy. Rebounded by Carly Ross. And Tori Hendershot will bring it up court. Hendershot and the Tigers, of course, made a run to the regional finals this past year. She takes it to the hoop. Won't go that time. Brought in by Melnyk. Melnyk will push it up court. Melnyk. Blue Dons were in that state tournament this year. Gets the pass ahead. Stolen away. Lucey gets it back. Abernathy on her home court. Nice take. Up and in for 2. Bella Abernathy. And we'll take a timeout. 15:41 to go in the first. West Virginia leads Ohio 6-4. We're back to action here at Wheeling Park High School. 5 new players for each team into the ball game. Marisa Horan of Wheeling Central kicks it out. 3 ball in the air, drops it in. From John Marshall High School, Lakyn Groves.
That's a 3 for Lakyn Groves.
It's 9-4. West Virginia in front. Makayla Abram from Steubenville Big Red. Rebounded by Groves. Groves up court. Asia Roby from Wheeling Park kicks it out. Lindsey Garrison, three in the air. It's good. And boy, can she shoot.
Absolutely.
She hit 12 threes in a game here this year. That's a school record. Here's Kylie Kiger. She can shoot it as well. And
There's a young lady that can shoot the ball. Yes, sir.
Couple three-pointers at the 12-7 West Virginia lead. Marisa Horan of Wheeling Central with the basketball. Kicks it out to Brianna Reinhardt of 100 High School. Roby now has it from Wheeling Park.
Numerous players obviously overcome injuries, but it's good to see Makayla Abrams out there. She missed her entire junior year with a knee.
Scored over 1,000 points in her career, and that's in 3 years of action.
Right.
She'll be headed to La Roche. Play some peaks in college. Roby to inbound. Horan's got it. Horan lets the three ball fly. Rebounded by Taylor Jones. Double-double machine from Indian Creek. Handling the basketball, looking to get it to someone. Gets it to Abram.
Taylor Jones, deadly from the foul line as well. That's a big weapon. I don't know what kind of percentage she shot on the year, but I know it was high.
Shot off the mark. Roby at the Groves. She'll shoot the three. Rebounded by Jones of Indian Creek. Sign to play Kaiser. Nice take. Gets her own miss. Back up, and she's fouled. We have our first foul of the game, and she'll go to the free throw line.
We'll see if I just jinxed this young lady talking about what a good foul shooter she was.
Couple three-pointers here in this so far. Our WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital replay. There's Kiger from downtown. And then Lindsey Garrison hits as well. Jones hit her first free throw. So you did not jinx her yet, Coach.
Not yet.
That one off the mark, but rebounded by Abram from Big Red. Then tied up. Jump ball is called. So 12-8 West Virginia with the lead here. 13-16 to go in the first half in your Belmont College scoreboard, bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Groves over to Roby. Of course, Wheeling Park in the state tournament this year, and Garrison lets that one fly. It is pulled in by the Ohio All-Stars. Lili Goodwin of New Philadelphia, one of the newer OVAC members. First time they've had a player here in the All-Star game. Ball stripped away. Horan has it for West Virginia. The Maroon Knights senior takes it up. Off the mark. Goodwin hauls in the rebound, fires it down court to Kiger. Those two schools played each other this year, and Kiger lays it up and in for two, and a timeout on the floor. We'll have some awards presentations throughout the day as well. We'll take a quick timeout. 12-10, West Virginia leads. 12:34 to go in the opening half.
WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital Samuel A. Mumley OVAC All-Star Basketball Game is sponsored by these official OVAC corporate partners: Project Best, West Liberty University, Youth System Service, West Virginia Northern Community College, and Kinetic Networking.
And we're back. A timeout in the action for the presentation of the Richard Saffield Girls Coach Award. That goes to Mike Del Rey. We started the program at Madonna, and also a longtime athletic director at Weir High, and they are going to make a number of presentations here throughout the day. Here's a look at the last bucket before the timeout. It's Goodwin from New Philadelphia. Got it ahead to Kiger, who has 5 points here early on. The 12-10 your score here, 12:34 to go in the opening half of action. And again, they are honoring Mike Del Rey with the Richard Saffield Girls Coach Award. At halftime, we'll have a three-point contest. We've seen a few three-pointers here so far.
We've seen a couple different things on offense. It seems like West Virginia's gone to more of a spread or a 50 type of offense, kind of spreading the floor, letting their kids work one-on-one. Ohio's doing some pick and roll. They spread the floor, but running some continuity and some pick and rolls. Just different aspects that the coaches are looking to utilize individual skills.
Absolutely, and it's like I said, we had 5 new girls on each side, and both coaches trying to pretty much divvy up the time. And I think in the final 8 minutes or so, they'll go with who's playing well. Of course, the competitive juices really will kick in late, especially if it's a close game. You want to win the ball game.
Keep score, you might as well win, Rob.
Look here. Of course, we had Lili Neely from the Cameron Dragons, who went to the state tournament for the first time in school history. She was a first-team All-State selection, gets the bucket there, and Lindsey Garrison, captain of the All-State second team. She's headed to Bethany College, knocks down that three-pointer. There's Ryan Young and Holly Pettit, the two co-head coaches of this game. Both had their teams in the state tournament in Charleston just a couple of weeks ago. And talking about the state tournament in May, it was certainly a different feel to be playing basketball at that time, but it was great the kids still had a chance to get a chance to play this year.
And full credit to the schools that have done what they've done so that the kids could play within the realm of the mess that we've been in for so long. Hopefully some return next year to what we used to have before.
And here's a look at Tori Lang and there's Serge Gentile, the co-head coaches of the Ohio All-Stars. Two outstanding players in their own right back in the day. And Tori has led Belleville to OVAC titles as both a player and a coach.
Right.
Tristan White of Wheeling Central working inside. She is fouled by Abram, and she will go to the free throw line.
Rob, I was throwing out there, excuse me, and to mention to Serge that Shadyside probably over the last 30 years has more OVAC wins than any school. I know that was true about 15 years ago, and they have not, they haven't fallen off.
White hits the first. Second one back iron, rebounded by Taylor Jones, gets it to Kiger. Kiger up court. Over to Goodwin from New Philadelphia. Goodwin guarded by Maggie Stakem, who is in this all-star game. Out to Abram. Fake, gets it in the lane. Battle for the rebound. And Lucey from John Marshall back in there gets it. Nice look inside to Tristan White. White gets the bucket. Nice feed from Rylee Harner of Parkersburg South. Goodwin for three, off the mark and pulled in by Leah Maley of Weir High into the ball game. There's Maggie Stakem driving. Drop. Abram with the rebound for the Ohio All-Stars. Gets it to Kiger.
Neither team really trying to punch it inside to their post players. There's a lot of taking the ball.
Oh, Kiger will get it into her teammate. Jones, battle for the rebound. She's fouled. She'll go to the free throw line. So Jones is back to the line for the second time in the contest. The Ohio All-Stars. Indian Creek this year went to the Sweet 16, first district championship, school history. You had a chance to see them play a couple of times this year, back helping out again with the Edison Wildcats. A very talented team there.
Right, no, absolutely, and those kids have played together for years and come up through that program, which is turned around, and they really have a lot of good things happening. These two young ladies that are playing on here are very strong players.
Maddie Anderson of Toronto, one of the girls to just check in. Emily Seidel, Cotton Valley in there. Along with from the Warren Warriors, Olivia Alloway. Stakem underneath. Battle for the rebound. Here's Anderson. Seidel to Jones. Gets it into the lane, kicks it back out. 3 ball in the air, and it drops in.
Rob, I just want to mention Connaughton Valley for a minute. I think that their coach, their program understood the pandemic more than any of us maybe. I know numerous games, they started the game with 5 players, and they would have players foul out, and their coach said, hey, we're going to play. We're going to play. And that speaks, I think he understands, maybe a lot more than the rest of us, what it's all about.
Absolutely. That was the previous 3, Makayla Reed of East Liverpool, and from Trinity, Jacqueline Smith into the lineup. And you talked about Connaughton Valley. There was one game this year they actually played the game with 4 players.
Right.
Had the girl, because the girl got injured during warm-ups when they had the 5 to start with.
Correct.
Put her on the floor for the tip-off so they could start the game, and brought her out, and they played the entire game with 4 and hung in there for most of that contest.
Total class act. Complete class.
There's Reed inside the side L. Side L hacked, and she'll go to the free throw line.
Reed with that 3. Well, she had a really nice career up at East Liverpool.
You get a chance to see her in the Buck 8 North.
Correct.
Side L at the line. Hits the first. Side L with the bucket. Second one in and out. A rebound for the West Virginia All-Stars. Maley has it. Out to Tristan White. And she is fouled by Reed, and she will go to the free throw line.
Nice take.
1-point ball game here. We'll take a look at it again. White played for first-year head coach Roberta Oliage this past season for the Maroon Knights. Played up in Class AAA this year. First time in West Virginia history we had 4 classes competing at the state tournament. Rebound pulled in by Stakem.
A lot of these guards, you can see they use both hands. They can go either direction, and that's a weapon you have to be a successful basketball player.
Nice take by Maley, and
yes,
she is fouled. Leah Maley. 20-16, West Virginia lead. A look at Maley taking it to the hoop. Her teammate, Isabella Aperfine, also an all-star, but unfortunately unable to play today. Suffered an injury in the softball game on Friday night. So
right.
She is not able to play. Hated to see that. She was hit by the pitch the other night at Brook. Here's Maley again. Shot blocked by Anderson of Toronto. She gets it back. Anderson up court.
Anderson's a competitor.
3 ball in the air off the mark and out of bounds. Headed back to the West Virginia All-Stars. 9:15 and counting on your Belmont College scorebar. West Virginia leads Ohio 20-16. Nice deflection and the steal for the Ohio All-Stars with McKenna Phillips back in there out of Beltsville. Anderson. The Toronto Red Knights. Nice work there by Stakem of Wheeling Park. Maley's got it again. Up. Won't go. Gets her a rebound. And foul on the floor.
On the floor.
No free throws. And they'll inbound underneath the basket. Stakem. More All-Stars come back in. Garrison, Roby, Abernathy. We'll have 3 Park Patriots on the floor. Groves back in there from John Marshall along with Herron to Linsly. Casey Kildall, Union Local, was named an All-Star, but she is out with an injury as well, unfortunately, so we will not see her on the court today. Here is Abernathy. Takes it. Deflected there by Phillips.
Rob, you mentioned Union Local. They sure had a fine season with a young team.
Absolutely. Kildall hit the 1,000-point mark in their final game in the tournament to Fort Fry. Nice take by Abernathy,
Beautiful.
first team All-Stater. Up and in for 2. She gets 4 points. It's 22-16, West Virginia in front. Ball stolen away. Groves to Roby. Roby over to Garrison. 3 ball in the air. Off the mark this time. Deflected. Ohio's got it. Out of the way from Warren. The Warren Warriors in Southeast Ohio. Gives it inside to Anderson. Foul on the floor. Fouled by Groves. Check it back in for the Ohio All-Stars. A couple of Fort Fry cadets, Carly Ross and Lexi Huck. Hendershot and Wash from the regional semi-finalists, finalist Shady side. We'll take a timeout. 22-16, your score. Back to action, 22-16, West Virginia. Ohio with the basketball. Looking for that Fort Fry connection there, but the ball kicked out of bounds.
Nice backdoor cut.
So Ross from Fort Fry will inbound to Hendershot, the regional finalist Shady Side Tigers. Of course, the sophomores, they went to the state tournament. What a run that was. She's fouled and will go to the free throw line. Tori Hendershot.
So she's been fouled in the driveway a few times by her brother.
Absolutely. Back iron, that one no good. Off the mark there as well, and here comes West Virginia. A little high on the pass, out of bounds, back to Ohio.
Maybe that rush showing through a little bit there. Hendershot from the foul line, because I know she's usually automatic.
For some of the girls, you wonder when the last time they shot a free throw was, right?
Right.
Deep ball off the mark, rebounded by Garrison, and she'll push it up court. Over to Roby, 3 in the air. It's good. Asia Roby from Wheeling Park. Extends the lead to 9 for West Virginia. Hendershot gets it over to the cadet from Fort Fry, Lexi Huck. She's got 5. Back to a 6-point game. Garrison inside the Groves, back out to Roby. Abernathy fakes the give, takes it, she's fouled, she'll go to the line. So Bella Abernathy, first team All-Stater from Wheeling Park. Missed a chunk of the season with an injured hand, but was able to get herself back for the tournament and really played a big role in helping the Patriots get to the state tournament, where they really battled with Morgantown. Got down early, got back in it, got down again in the second half, nearly pulled it off at the end, and fell in the state quarterfinals. Second one off the mark. Nice take by Huck. And deflected out of bounds, and it will go back to West Virginia. WVU Medicine, Wheeling Hospital replay. Roby from Park hits the 3.
Look at that shooting form out of on these 3-point shooters.
And then Huck shows off the range from the other side.
Another
Foul
nice take.
on the floor. Abernathy. And inbounding from the Linsly cadets, Molly Herron. Roby with it again. Over to Garrison, her high school teammate, top. Won't fall. Abram with the board from Steubenville Big Red. Gets it over to Tori Hendershot. Huck with it from Fort Fry. Back to Abram. Abram thought about it. Knocked away by Groves. So 5:51 to go. And an official's timeout on the floor for another awards presentation here. 26-19, West Virginia with the lead on the Ohio All-Stars. They Distinguished Service Award will be handed out right now. John Sorrenti. Well, we have a moment. I also want to tell you about the OVAC Student Athlete Achievement Award powered by Belmont College, awarded to the best all-around combined boys and girls programs in both athletic competition and academics in the classroom. Points are earned and tracked throughout the year based on final standings and placement in championship events across all sports in combination with overall grade point averages. One winning school from each of the 5 OVAC classes will be crowned at the end of the school year and will be recognized during the virtual Banquet of Champions television broadcast on June 23rd that we will be bringing you once again this year. Again, there's John Sorrenti at midcourts being honored today. It's a Distinguished Service Award. Congratulations to Mr. John Sorrenti. And take a look at some of the action here from this first half. Kylie Kiger from Indian Creek has 5 points. He's 3 there by Reed from East Liverpool. And then Leah Maley of Weir High drives, gets it to go. And she was fouled. Abernathy from Wheeling Park off to a nice start with 5 points. And it will be Ohio basketball here with 5:51 to go in the opening half. Again, we're playing 2 20-minute halves. Huckle inbound.
Overall, the game has been played more clean than I expected for some of these kids being off for a while.
Abram for 3.
Have not had an abundance of turnovers.
Not much practice.
Right.
And it's been hard. It was hard to practice this year because you had, with the spring sports going on, especially with, on both sides.
Right.
It's been a different type of year, but good to see the girls out here competing. Battle for the board underneath. Ohio with the basketball. Wash out to Abram. Over to Ross. Back to Hendershot. In the lane. Kicks it out. Abram lines up the 3. It's off the iron. Rebounded by Tori Hendershot. Kelly Hendershot, the all-time leading scorer at Shadyside.
Right.
And Ross back iron, no good. What a program Fort Fry has going with head coach Dan Lickey. They had a battle with Highland in the districts. 3 is good by Lindsey Garrison. Her second of the game.
That battle in the districts was, I think that was, maybe Fort Fry was up about 6 with a minute to go or so.
That was like a state semifinal.
Right, absolutely. Yes.
It's just bad luck that they both had to be in the same district.
Right.
Highland, of course, went on to win the state championship. Abram gets it to go. Makayla Abram. Deflected out of bounds. And 5 more will come in for the West Virginia All-Stars. Tristan White, Neely's back in there. Marisa Horan. Madge Lucey of John Marshall. And for Parkersburg South High School, Rylee Harner. 29-21. Huck gets double team, kicks it back out. Ross, she'll shoot the 3. It's off the mark, and battle for the rebound. Hendershot and Horan. They had some battles in OVACs, not this year, because we didn't get to see Ohio versus West Virginia this year.
Right.
Because of the late start for West Virginia. But I think back to the OVAC semifinal game at Shadyside, where Wheeling Central stormed back down like 11 with about a minute or so to go. Sent that game to overtime and won to get to the finals.
Right.
Horan hit a big 3 late in that one to get it to overtime. Of course, Serge Gentile and Tigers, probably rather not mention that game, but that was a very entertaining semifinal game if you're a fan watching that one. Here's a look at some of the recent plays. 3 ball by Garrison. She's got 2 of those. And then Abram, nice work in the lane, got that bucket to go for her first bucket. And it will be West Virginia basketball here with 4:12 to go in the opening half. Horan brings it up. She hit some big shots for Wheeling Central in her time. Back out to Neely. 3 is good for Lili. Neely.
Ohio preparing to bring 4 new players in.
Hendershot takes it. Out of the rebound, Tristan White. It's deflected though, goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Ohio. And good win for New Philadelphia in there. Checking into the ball game from Shenandoah High School as well, Ashley Wheeler. She's a future Bethany Bison as well. As is Garrison from Park. We saw hit a couple threes so far. Wheeler handles the basketball. Looking to dish it off, stolen away. West Virginia All-Stars at 11-point lead, and Neely looking to extend it. This one's off. Goes for the rebound, and she's going to be fouled. Go to the line. Good hustle, following up the shot. So Neely will head to the free throw line. Average about 17 points per game this season. For head coach Holly Pettit, one of the co-head coaches of this West Virginia All-Star squad. And as good as Cameron was, you might say, well, why only one All-Star? Well, they were extremely young this year.
Yes.
They had 2 second-team All-Staters, and Kenzie Clutter, a freshman, and Ashlyn Van Tassel, also a freshman. Very young team. Looking for some big things over the next few years. Here's Kiger.
That last bucket just came down to following your shot.
Gets it into Jones, back out to Abram. And short rebound, gets it back though. Abram, nice. She'll go to the line. Creek and Big Red share the basketball. They had some battles this year in the regular season and in the tournament.
Really nice tournament game.
Played that district semifinal.
Coach Angie Forte did a nice job of scouting and preparing for that game against the extremely talented Creek team.
Absolutely. Head coach Steve Eft, as we mentioned, got to the Sweet 16, and there was Jones again. The ball stolen away. Horan with it from Wheeling Central. Turns, shoots, rebounded by Kiger. And Creek kept battling in that Sweet 16 game against Sheridan, but Sheridan just a little too much there in the end. Sheridan awfully good. Nice look inside to Abram. Kiger, Abram, bucket for Ohio.
You mentioned Sheridan. I believe at the time they were #1 in the state. After the Creek game, they took one pretty hard on the chin, but they're a very good team.
Vinton County, got them in the regional final.
Yes. Nice look in there by Kiger.
And it is a 33-24 game, 2:20 to go. And a foul. Two shots coming up for Marisa Horan. So Horan hit some big shots. Mentioned that OVAC semi. She hit 25 in that game. I remember seeing, she had that buzzer beater against Madonna for a sectional championship a couple years back. Remember us covering that ball game and what a big shot that was as well. Here's Taylor Jones handling it up to Kiger. Kiger looks for Jones.
Nice pick and roll out of the teammates right there.
A few times before.
Yes, sirree. Beautiful pick and roll. Nice pass, nice finish.
Horan kicks it out to Neely. 3 in the air. Off the iron. Holloway from Warren. With the basketball, gets it ahead to Lili. Good one to New Philadelphia. Ahead of the pack. Rebounded by Harner, Parkersburg South. Lucey with the basketball from John Marshall. Back out to Horan. 1:18 and counting in the opening half of play. Kick out to Goodwin. Goodwin back to Horan. Inside to Tristan White. Teammates working there. Won't go that time though. And Jones pulls down the board. Gets it to Kiger. Kiger. Drives, turn around, rebounded Lucey. Less than a minute to go in the opening half. In the lane, rebounded by Wheeler of the Shenandoah Zeps. Push it up court. Nice look.
That's a nice look.
Nice block of Harner from south.
Yes.
And she'll bring it up court. Over to Horan. Three is blocked.
Yep, got a piece.
It's going to go back to Ohio. Good work there. Holloway got a piece of it.
28 seconds. Ohio could use a bucket right here. Tighten it up before half.
Serge Gentile on the Ohio bench along with Tori Lang, and Wheeler handling the basketball. Holloway drives, gets it to go. 10 seconds to go.
See if West Virginia can answer right here.
Down to 4 seconds. Harner. Neely has it, and we're going to run out of time.
Get a shot off.
Halftime. Here in the Palace on the Hill, the West Virginia All-Stars lead 33-28. We'll take a timeout. Now, time to check out your first half highlights here of the WVU Medicine Samuel A. Mumley OVAC All-Star Basketball Game. Your first half highlights brought to us by HMS PPS. And we'll take a look at your first half highlights from the All-Star game. Molly Herron of Linsly with the shot, but rebounded by Neely of the Cameron Dragons. Lili Goodwin of New Philadelphia. Nice look ahead to Kylie Kiger. Easy laying for two on the Ohio side. Back on the West Virginia side, Bella Abernathy, the All-Stater from Wheeling Park with the bucket. Tori Hender's shot, kick out. Lexi Huck for three out of Fort Fry High School. West Virginia answers with another three. Lindsey Garrison had a couple of those. She competes in the three-point contest right now as well. Makayla Abram, Steubenville Big Red, makes work in the lane for two. Neely connects from downtown. Cameron Dragon with the bucket. Teammates working it there. Kiger to Taylor Jones from Indian Creek. Again, your score at the half. 33-28. And now we will check back in with a couple more supporters here of the Ohio Valley Athletic Conference and this All-Star game. Dr. Michael Kamsey, Chief Medical Officer and Cardiologist at WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital, talking with us. Talk to us about what's new at the hospital and what you guys are looking to continue to build on there.
Well, I think the most exciting changes that we've seen recently since I've been there is as you know, April 1st we became part of the system, and so that has entailed a lot of integration both administratively and from a clinical staff standpoint. So we're starting to see that the same processes that are in place at WVU Medicine in Morgantown are taking effect in the Wheeling Hospital system, and I think that's just really going to improve upon the care that the patients receive in this region.
That's wonderful, and on behalf of the OVAC, we certainly want to thank you for your continued support of the conference and its athletes.
Thank you.
Bridget Dawson, Dean of Student Affairs at Belmont College, talking with us here. Bridget, tell me a little bit about some of the unique programs you are offering at the college.
Belmont College offers a wide range of programs that meet the economic needs of the Ohio Valley. Our students are able to graduate and with very little to no student loan debt get jobs that feed into the nation, that feed into the community's economy. We offer healthcare programs, education programs, local programs in welding and HVAC as well.
On behalf of the OVAC, thanks so much for your continued support.
Thank you.
Talk with Eric Petho from Health Management Solutions, Paramount Preferred Solutions, the exclusive workers' compensation managed care organization and third-party administrator of the OVAC. Eric, tell us a little bit more about what you guys do.
So Health Management Solutions, HMS, is an Ohio Bureau of Workers' Compensation certified managed care organization, or MCO. The month of May is a very important time for us. This is the Ohio Bureau of Workers' Compensation's 2021 MCO open enrollment period. If you're an Ohio employer at home, you have to have an MCO. This is your chance to designate HMS as your service provider. Your support of us allows us to continue to support the student athletes of the OVAC, the school communities, and something we're very proud of.
Well, on behalf of the OVAC, thanks for your continued support of the student athletes in the conference.
Thanks for having us. Super excited to be back today.
33-28, again, your score here at halftime of the WVU Medicine Samuel A. Mumley OVAC All-Star Basketball Game. The girls All-Stars three-point contest going on right now at the half. Be sure to visit the OVAC Sports Museum featuring memorabilia from the OVAC member schools located on the concourse of West Banco Arena. Donations accepted from the public. Anyone interested should contact OVAC historian Tom Radizak at 740-671-3269 or email him at tom@ovac.org. We'll take a time out. More to come here from the Palace on the Hill. West Virginia leads Ohio at the half, 33-28.
The OVAC reminds adults to discuss underage drinking. The Family Talk About Drinking is sponsored by the Anheuser-Busch distributors of the Upper Ohio Valley. Visit anheuserbusch.com and Facebook at AB Family Talk for more information. Karen Bauer Distributing, JC Mensor Distributing, Muxie Distributing Company, and Waldorf Distributing.
Lindsey Garrison of Wheeling Park. No surprise here. She was hitting from deep in the three-point contest. She was your winner of the halftime three-point contest. As I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, she hit 12 threes in a game here this season, a school record. She's your winner of the t-shirt there in the three-point contest. Has a couple of threes in the game so far as well. Talking to her teammate from Wheeling Park, Maggie Stakem.
Rob, if I can take a second just to thank you for everything you do at the Ohio Valley. I know you're an awfully busy man. I know you're running everywhere, and I want to reach out to you, from a lot of people in the Ohio Valley that appreciate your effort.
Well, it's a lot of fun getting around. Of course, getting a chance to work with Nate White. He's getting a chance to get around the valley as well, and have a great time getting a chance to highlight our, the student athletes and recognize them for their efforts. Is always a lot of fun. And there's a lot to get to, but it's definitely a lot of fun. So again, halftime here, it's 33-28. West Virginia, the home team of the scoreboard, leads the Ohio All-Stars. And the two teams warm up here, or be set to start the second half here very shortly. It's fun to see how things go down the stretch. Like I said, the coaches kind of try to even out the playing time for a good bit of the game. Then I know the last few minutes they'll see who's got the hot hand and they'll really go for it, down the stretch.
It's human nature. They'll go for the win.
Absolutely. The OVAC is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Find pictures, articles, and updates of everything OVAC. Just search Ohio Valley Athletic Conference on Facebook. Follow at OVAC_sports on Twitter or OVAC_sports on Instagram. So, second half action about to get underway. Ryan Young and Holly Pettit, the co-head coaches of the West Virginia All-Stars. He's probably going over the lineup here for the second half. Who's going to start? Who's going to go from there in the groups of five? The Ohio All-Stars, Tori Lang of Belleville and Serge Gentile of the Shady Side Tigers. Their teams met up a couple years ago in the district of Martins Ferry. Remember that great atmosphere?
Right.
Ryan Young and his Patriots, Holly Young and the Dragons, both coming off trips to that state tournament in Charleston just a couple of weeks ago. And called May Madness this year in West Virginia.
Right. How about that?
March Madness, again, May Madness. And Serge Gentile and Tori Lang, Belleville and Shady Side leading these Ohio All-Stars. And we're set to get going here in the second half. Now Ohio with the basketball. And the bucket is good. Makayla Reed from East Liverpool with the bucket.
Makayla doesn't get a t-shirt, but got herself 3 points there.
Her second 3 of the game. Maley over to Stakem. Stakem drives. Follows for miss, but Reed will pick it up for East Liverpool. Pushes it up court. Guarded by Maley of Weir High. Maddie Anderson. Toronto. Cut off there by Stakem. We get the shot off and rebound pulled in. Battle for it now between Ross and Maley. The West Virginia with the ball and a 33-31 lead. Maley from Weir High with the basketball up top. 3 ball in the air. Banks it home from Trinity High School. Jacqueline Smith.
Got a little smile on her face, like she maybe didn't mean to bank that.
Banks open on Sunday today. Holloway from Warren. Nice take. Bumped to go to the line. So Maley along with Smith. Here's a look at the 3 from Smith. Trinity Christian.
Well, I heard her call it on the replay there.
What's a nice
I heard her call the bank.
Bank. First free throw is off the mark. And West Virginia's lead is 5 at 36-31. Seidel in the ball game along with Reed. Holloway hits one.
Holloway took the ball to the hoop strong. She did it the first half as well.
Well, mix up there out of bounds. Back to the Ohio All-Stars. So Seidel from Conotton Valley will bring it up to court. Talented senior from the Rockets. That ball out of bounds back to West Virginia. 36-32 early on here in the second half. Thought about another 3. Here's Jazzy Melvin from the Madonna Blue Dawn. This one knocked away, gets it back. Shot up, off the mark. Battle for the rebound. Reed has it. And it'll be Ohio basketball.
Reed very active here at the beginning of the second half.
West Virginia foul, Maggie Stakem.
Reed in the side out, working in the paint. Tough shot, won't drop, gets her own rebound. Still battling. Pulled in by Stakem, and West Virginia has it headed the other way. Brianna Reinhardt from 100. Where is Smith? Reinhardt tracks it down. Stakem pulls it back out. Smith, another 3 from up top. This one's off the mark. Rebounded, pulled in by Anderson. They're going to call it travel, and it's going to stay with the West Virginia All-Stars. Stakem to inbound. To Smith. Maley in the post, back out to Melnyk. Maley working on Anderson, back out. 3 in the air, Smith off, rebounded by Stakem. Maley. Back out, Reinhardt from 100. Smith from Trinity. In the lane, won't go, she's fouled, she'll go to the line. So Jacqueline Smith from Trinity Christian in the Morgantown area will head to the free throw line. Here's the WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital replay.
Nice take.
Draw the foul there. So good to have all-star hoops back. Of course, props go out to the game directors Jared Batista and Lindsey Amarante organizing this, getting this all ready to roll.
Yes, somewhat short notice on some things. Very nicely done.
It was very tough to have to cancel it last year, but we were right in the middle of everything at the time.
Right.
Weren't able to get the game played. But back at it this year. Maley from Weir High. Stakem over to Smith.
Nice back cut.
It's going back to Ohio, 38-32, West Virginia with the lead. And substitution time for West Virginia. And we'll take a quick timeout. 16:25 to go. 38-32, West Virginia. Your score. West Virginia leads. Ohio has the basketball. West Virginia with some substitutions, as does Ohio. Abernathy, Garrison, Lucey, Groves in there for West Virginia, along with Harner from Parkersburg South. Let's see how the Ford Fry over to Bailey Wash, the shady side. Wash takes it. She's going to draw the foul. They'll take it out underneath the basket. Bellsville's McKenna Phillips back in the lineup. Both Tigers, Hendershot and Wash in there. Both cadets, Huck and Ross. The original starting five for Ohio.
Nice job by the camera crew today for us, Rob.
Absolutely. Takes more than just us talking about the game.
For sure.
Have a lot of people behind the scenes making it work. Stolen away by Garrison. Winner of the three-point contest at halftime. Harner. To Groves. Over to Garrison. Into Abernathy. Strong take. Ooh. And she will go to the line. Glad she's okay. Of course, I mentioned she injured her hand during the season and missed a good chunk of the second half, but was able to return for the tournament run.
Such an important part of that team.
They got a lot of young kids on that team as well that will be back. Will not be surprised to see Wheeling Park make another run next year. In and out on the free throw. Ross brings it up over to Huck. Into the lane, blocked. Abernathy was there. It'll stay with Ohio. 15-17 to go here in the second half. Ross the inbound out of Fort Fry. Hits it in to Bailey Wash. Wash. The Hendershot, a pair of 1,000 career point scorers for the Tigers. Nice look inside to Phillips. Wash to Phillips.
Beautiful job having your head up, looking at the floor.
Abernathy gathers. Strong take again, gets it to go. 41-34, West Virginia in front. Wash for three. That one's off the mark and out of bounds. It'll go to the West Virginia All-Stars. Kylie Kiger checks in from Indian Creek. Hit a couple big shots in the first half. Garrison to Harner. Back to Garrison. Three in the air. Front iron, no. Rebound, battle for West Virginia keeps it. It's Harner. Over to Lucey. Lucey, three in the air. No good. Rebound. Abernathy underneath draws the foul. Still go to the line.
Abernathy has really been a presence on the board here lately.
She will head to the free throw line.
For one more.
Hits them both. Hendershot quickly into the lane, knocked away by Abernathy, and Groves has it from John Marshall over to Harner of Parkersburg South. Into Garrison. Garrison. Harner drives with the right hand, clear pass to the hoop. Won't go though. Abernathy there for the board, draws another foul.
Working the boards hard, getting herself to the line again.
Bella Abernathy back to the free throw line. 4-year starter for the Patriots.
Just came through unchecked.
He majored in exercise physiology at West Virginia. Recently named to the West Virginia first team All-State squad. Hits the free throw. 45-34, 13:40 to go. Wash. We're going to call it travel, and it's going to go back to West Virginia.
Rob, as you mentioned, Abernathy there, we had a sheet that showed what these kids are planning on or hoping to do in college, and they're going to be such important parts of society.
Absolutely. It's fun to see what they want to do and
yes,
what they like to do here. I guess you could say in the real world someday.
I guess.
There's Kiger. For some of these girls, this will be the last time they play in a setting like this, and of course, though we have some that will be playing in college.
Right. Quite a few of them were going into the health field. There's some nurses, and a variety of different things that way.
And headed the other way after the foul. 45-34, 13-12 to go.
Ohio's kind of been in a little bit of a scoring drought here.
Into Abernathy. Quick. Gets it to drop. Really no answer inside right now for Abernathy.
Right.
Even if she doesn't get the first try, she gets the board and either draws the foul or she's finished. She's in double figure point-wise.
I think your point's being made, and here come Abrams and Jones trying to help out on the Ohio boards.
Here's Garrison driving to the hoop, left hand, gets it to go. Back-to-back buckets by the Park Patriots. Timeout for substitutions with 12:36 to go in the ball game. The OVAC Overall Champion Award presented by WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital is awarded to the OVAC member school that records the highest number of points in their respective divisions. All sports standings, each high school awarded points in a predetermined number of sports for boys and girls. The winning school in each division receives a trophy, and will be announced during that virtual Banquet of Champions television broadcast on June 23rd. Find the standings on the OVAC's website. Shot missed by Ohio. Here comes West Virginia. Marisa Horan. Ashley Wheeler was hustling, though, trying to knock it out. But nice dish. Horan to Asia Roby.
Beautiful dish. Beautiful dish.
Roby, second bucket. Makayla Abram from Big Red. Baseline. Draws the foul. She's back in there along with Taylor Jones and Kiger and Ashley Wheeler of Shenandoah, along with Lili Goodwin of New Philadelphia. The West Virginia lineup right now, including Roby and Molly Herron of Linsly, Neely of Cameron, Tristan White, and Marisa Horan of Wheeling Central. And Abrams' first free throw is up and good.
I needed that.
The second free throw, good as well. Ends the drought. It's 51-36 with 12 to play. Roby over to Herron. Neely, three ball, lets it fly. No good. Abram with the rebound, gets to Kiger. 51-36. Nearing the midway point of the second half. Wheeler. Shenandoah. Into Abram. And she gets it to drop.
Nice strong post.
Four straight from Abram. 51-38. Horan turns and scores. Foul. Oh,
she walked.
He walked.
Yep.
So West Virginia basketball. It's been fun to see some of these matchups here. Like I said, with West Virginia's season getting pushed back, we did not have any Ohio versus West Virginia games this year, which is why, of course, we couldn't have the OVAC tournament.
Right.
And we had the champions determined on paper. Looking forward to hopefully seeing it on the court next year again.
Some of those matchups across the river that are always fun. We didn't have that happen this year.
Oh, nice take by the feature Bethany Bison and Ashley Wheeler.
Really nice.
Stolen away. Here's Goodwin to Wheeler. Too strong that time. And pulled in by Tristan White. Gets it to Horan. Deep three by Horan. It's rebounded by Abram and gets it over to Kiger. 13-point West Virginia lead. Jones into the paint. Stops. Gets it back out to Wheeler. Three in the air. Off the iron. Jones with the rebound. Battle for it. Knocked away. Horan's got it. Herron. Just can't get it to go. Nice take though. Here's Wheeler. More than 1,000 career points. Second team All-Ohioan. Over to Goodwin from New Philadelphia. Quakers have had quite a strong program the last few years under Kevin Cornell. Over to Abram. Abram drives. Takes the contact, and she's fouled. Abram providing a lift for Ohio here in the second half.
Timeout on the floor.
And a timeout on the floor. Look again on your WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital replay. Abram will go to the line after this timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. 9:23 to go. It's 53-42. West Virginia in front.
Special award will be the Thomas E. Razak Timer Scorekeeper Award, being presented to C.W. Chief Ward.
The OVAC would like to thank these official media partners for their support. WTOV9, The Watchdog, AM 1600 WKKX, and AM 1370 WVLY, Lamar Advertising, The Times Leader, and The Intelligencer, Wheeling News Register.
The Thomas E. Radizak Scorekeeper Timer Award just being handed out to C.W. Chink Ward from Fort Fry. There he is. More than half a century. Keeping the score and time. Eric Henniger, the Fort Fry boys coach, presenting the honor. Of course, Henniger, also a player at Fort Fry, and he's one of the co-head coaches in the boys all-star game.
I think Fort Fry has quite a contingent here today. Nice contingent of fans.
And there's Ryan Young and Holly Pettit, the coaches. Abernathy, a strong effort today right now, taking a seat on the bench. Abram looking to finish a three-point play after she got the bucket before the timeout, and she connects.
Ohio had fallen down by 17, and Abrams came in, and she's really given them a lift.
Herron. Over to Neely. Neely goes baseline. Back to Herron. Horan over to Neely. Guarded by Goodwin. Draws the foul. She'll go to the line. 8:58 to go. Draws the foul on Goodwin. Neely will shoot. And it's up and in. Waiting the second shot. For the first team All-Stater off the back of the iron. Rebounded by Taylor Jones of Indian Creek. Seidel of Cotton Valley with it. Also part of the softball team, which won the OVAC Class A title. Here's Wheeler working. Be teammates with Lindsey, Garrison, and Bethany. Takes it to the hoop, draws the foul. So Wheeler headed to the free throw line.
Showing us some ball handling skills right there. Should get a
12
take.
points, 6.5 assists, 4 boards per game. Co-player of the year in the East District. District 12 player of the year as well. Gets the free throws to drop. Back to a 10-point, actually a 9-point game at 54 to 45. Nice look. Herron to Horan. Couldn't quite finish, and Ohio's got the basketball down 9. Looking to cut into that lead some more. Here's Wheeler. That one's going to be out of bounds. Back to West Virginia. And Abernathy's coming back in for West Virginia along with Garrison and Stakem. Maddie Anderson in there. Makayla Reed. Olivia Alloway from Warren. You got 4 Park Patriots in there along with Neely. It's going to look like a Wheeling Park home game right now.
Yes, on their own floor.
Chance for those 4 to play together. 2 state tournament teams represented on that West Virginia side right now with Cameron and Wheeling Park. Neely from the Dragons gets it back to Roby. 3 in the air. Off the mark, pulled in by Seidel. Fires it ahead to Reed for 3. It's good! Makayla Reed, it's a 6-point game with 7:43 to go. Abernathy has a shot blocked by Anderson. Sticks with it, though. And here comes Ohio out of the pack. Knocked away by Neely. Garrison gets it to Abernathy. Abernathy is fouled. She'll go to the line.
It's just good hustle right there. Just good hustle getting it turned around.
At the line for West Virginia is Isabella Abernathy, shooting 2.
Abernathy to shoot 2 more.
Like Coach Young getting his next set ready to go in there. He went down, told him who's coming.
Abernathy's second is good as well. 56-48, 7:26 to go. Wheeler handles it. Over to Alloway. Almost knocked away. Anderson gets it back. Wheeler lines up the 3 ball. Back iron. Out for the board. Park, or I should say West Virginia has it. Roby has Abernathy over to Garrison. Garrison goes baseline. And he drops. Garrison with the bucket. Back to a 10-point game after Ohio had cut it to 6. Anderson. Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Ohio. Take a quick timeout. 6:14 to go. It's a 10-point game. (58-48). West Virginia leads. 6:09 to go. Ball will stay with the Ohio All-Stars. A couple John Marshall Monarchs back into the game. Madge, Lucey, and Lakyn Groves for West Virginia. Jazzy Melvin from Madonna's in there. Abernathy with the block. Gets it ahead to Lucey. Lucey to Melnyk. Melnyk. Rebound. Abernathy's there again.
West Virginia running the floor.
Back to a 12-point game. Out of the way. No good. Rebound. Guess who? Abernathy. Garrison now with the basketball. Quick, strong take. Abernathy scores it again. And a quick timeout. Bring in a couple more substitutions. Hender's shot. And Huck back in. And Seidel and Wheeler will check out.
Abernathy has taken this game over.
A block on the one
in the second half, right? And then running the floor, getting herself a layup.
Gets it to go.
Yes.
And West Virginia gets it off the turnover. Melnyk. Back to Groves for three. No good. Battle for the board. It's Abernathy. They're going to get an offensive. But clearing out.
That'll happen. She's just playing strong.
Absolutely. 4 new players for West Virginia back in there. Maley's in there.
Nice job by Anderson taking that charge.
Along with Reinhardt from 100. Harner from Parkersburg South. Smith from Trinity Christian. Groves remains in there. Nice look inside to Huck. From Makayla Reed. Battle for the board. And Smith will go to the line, representing Trinity Christian.
It's a nice look by Reed. Nice look, the backdoor cut, and a good finish.
Back iron, no good. Ross from Fort Fry checks back in, along with McKenna Phillips of Beltsville and Bailey Wash, the Shady Side Tigers. Second free throw is good. 13-point game, 4:18 to go. Wash cut off going baseline, draws the foul.
West Virginia foul. Jacqueline Smith.
Put in the Wash. Over to her teammate from Shady Side, Tori Hendershot. Hendershot in the lane, out to Wash. Out to Ross. Wash gets into the lane, looks to finish. Got a jump ball. It'll stay with Ohio. Look again.
It's a good take, right into the traffic.
And the Ross back out to Huck. Huck thought about it, drives. Nice take.
Yes.
Lexi Huck, 63-52, 3:40 to go.
Lexi Huck.
Harner will take it. Maley's there for the rebound and the bucket. Leah Maley from Weir High.
Rebound in basket, Leah Maley.
West Virginia just won't let Ohio get back into this.
Off the mark, rebound, drawing the foul. Going to the line will be Phillips for Beltsville.
Foul on Lincoln Groves at the line for Ohio. McKenna Phillips shooting 2.
Phillips first is up and good.
See the West Virginia boys parading in here, getting ready for their game.
That broadcast here to follow the girls' game. Phillips' second free throw is in as well. Back to an 11-point game with 3:16 to go. Pass off the mark, out of bounds, Ohio basketball.
Three-point game has changed. You know, this lead is
nice look
definitely
inside.
not insurmountable.
No, not a game like this.
Right.
Smith will push it up, kick it out. Harner. Battle for the board. Smith's there. Nice work defensively, and it's going to be Ohio basketball. Phillips up ahead to Hendershot. Hendershot. Back out. The Huck. Over to Wash. Maley. Wash for three. This one's no good. And it's out of bounds. Back to West Virginia. .228 to go. Your Belmont College scoreboard. West Virginia with the ball and an 11-point lead. Tristan White into Maley. Gets the board, puts it back up and in. Leah Maley. 3 field goals in this one, and timeout for some substitutions.
Not that it matters in a game like this, but there is a big push for a shot clock, Rob. I don't know. I personally think it will come. I don't know how soon.
Well, the National Federation said it's up to each state
right.
for the 2022-23 season. So you could see where Ohio maybe adopts it, West Virginia doesn't. We'll have some different rules again.
Yes.
Going across the river there.
Yes.
While we have a moment, the OVAC virtual Banquet of Champions presented by Belmont College will be held, as I mentioned, virtually broadcast on WTOV9. Tune in Wednesday, June 23rd to find out which OVAC member schools will crown the champions of their sports in each class, along with the overall champion, Student Achievement Award winners, and of course, the winner of the Coach of the Year. Little high for Garrison. It's out of bounds. 13-point game. Yeah, it's going to be up to each state association on what they want to do now. So you'll see some states maybe adopt it, some won't. I believe Harrison Central's already equipped for it. They installed
right.
those over there.
Yes.
But obviously it'll be an expense for schools if they do implement that by state. And you got to find someone to run it.
Right. You're right.
Battle for the board underneath. Jump ball. Could change the, it'll change the game though, obviously, as well. You know, some teams like to slow it down. Won't be able to do it quite as much if you got to get a shot off at 35.
A little bit of Dean Smith coming into play there, holding the ball sometimes. Showing my age again, huh, Rob?
Yes. You said it. Nice work there by Ross. And some more substitutions for West Virginia. Abernathy checks out. Melnyk checks out. Garrison checks out. Marisa, Horan, Maley. So on the floor right now, Asia Roby with the basketball along with Maggie Stakem apart. Groves and Lucey. And Lili Neely of Cameron.
Rob, I know talking to you earlier in the week, I said you do not normally see a post player dominate an all-star game, but I thought Abernathy has had a tremendous second half.
Absolutely. She has been very, very good. Here's Goodwin in New Philadelphia. Really couldn't be stopped just with the way the matchups worked out. She was able to dominate, get a lot of second chances, get into double figures in the point department as well.
Yes.
Here's Goodwin. Up top. 3 ball in the air. Off the mark. Rebounded by Neely. 24 seconds to go. An 11-point West Virginia lead. Roby with 14 seconds to go. Into the lane. Kicks it out. Neely one more time for 3. It's good. Lili, Neely, 70-56. And that'll be your final score. The West Virginia All-Stars victorious here at Wheeling Park, 70-56. We will take a timeout, and coming up, your Project Best post-game show. Check out your second half highlights, and we'll name the West Virginia Northern Community College player of the game. We'll be right back. Project Best post-game show here at Wheeling Park High School following West Virginia's 70-56 All-Star win. Scholarship winners right now being honored at midcourt from both the boys and the girls. Let's check out your Subway second half highlights of this contest. Nice look inside to McKenna Phillips. And then there is Bella Abernathy from Wheeling Park. Had a big game, big second half. Makayla Abram from Steubenville providing a lift for the Ohio All-Stars in that second half. And Marisa Horan then dishing off to Asia Roby for two on the West Virginia side. Ashley Wheeler handling the basketball in the lane, gets the bucket to drop. West Virginia with the answer. Leah Maley follows her and miss, gets a bucket for West Virginia. Reed, nice look to Lexi Huck, a fourth try. But Abernathy, just so tough, gets the rebound and the bucket. Ohio pulled it within 6 in the second half, but West Virginia pulls away for the victory, 70-56. And time now to introduce you to our West Virginia Northern Community College player of the game. And we're going to go with Bella Abernathy of the Wheeling Park Patriots. Got it done in all phases of the game as they head to the locker room following their all-star victory here at the Palace on the Hill. So Coach Ron Smits, it was a lot of fun here, a lot of fun to see the girls compete against each other. You mentioned it, a post player doesn't always dominate an all-star game, but Bella certainly did the job there.
Right, Abrams did a really nice job down on the other end too. So yeah, had some post players that really did a nice job today.
All right, that's going to wrap up the girls matchup here at the WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital OVAC Samuel A. Mumley All-Star Girls Basketball game. West Virginia a winner, 70-56. We'll say bye for now.